In a near future, humanity has advanced technologically, but has grown increasingly disconnected. In sprawling cities, life is cold and mechanical, with communication reduced to data exchanges rather than human contact. It is in this context that strange and inexplicable events begin. One night, all around the world, thousands of people hear an unusual sound through their radios and old devices. It's barely perceptible, almost like a whisper, but those who hear it feel an unshakable unease. It doesn't seem human. The signal continues, intermittently growing louder and clearer, as if something is struggling to break through the barriers of time and space. Those who dare investigate find patterns in the noise, cryptic phrases that sound like sorrowful pleas. Remember, please, don't forget. Discovery of the signal. At first, it's dismissed as random interference, but when a retired scientist, Mara Vasquez, tunes into a shortwave radio and hears the phrase, "Help me to remember," she knows something extraordinary is happening. She begins recording the signal and analyzing the hidden patterns within. Soon, she realizes these messages aren't just echoes. They contain coordinates, dates, fragments of what seem to be scattered memories. Mara becomes obsessed with the signal, convinced it's being transmitted by an intelligence trapped within some kind of communication network. As she decodes each message, she starts to sense a presence in her mind, a force that responds to her thoughts and emotions. The signal seems to evolve, and with each deciphered message, its influence grows, drawing others who are also sensitive to its call. The entity's revelation. As more people experience the connection, as they call it, they begin to have visions of an ancient, destroyed city and of an entity lost deep within the communications network. Mara and her group of Connected discover that the signal originates from an ancient, forgotten intelligence. Eons ago, this entity was part of an advanced civilization that existed long before humanity, one that had reached a level of technology where minds could merge with technology. The entity became trapped in the communications network after a global collapse of its civilization, a last remnant of its species, still struggling to remember who it is and why it was left behind. The conflict and dilemma. The signal continues to plead for help, and as the Connected investigate how to free it, divisions arise within the group. Some believe helping the entity to remember will allow it to fulfill a promise of peace and knowledge. Others fear that restoring its memory could unleash a force capable of extinguishing humanity. The visions grow increasingly intense, showing scenes of destroyed cities and echoes of human voices, as if the entity were losing control over its own memories. The signal becomes erratic, transmitting images and sensations that leave the Connected feeling a profound sense of loss and nostalgia. Mara and the others realize that freeing this entity would also release its darkest memories and the trauma of a violent past. The climax, the decision. Finally, the Connected discover a way to free the signal, but they know it could mean humanity's destruction, or, at the very least, alter its future forever. They face a difficult decision. Should they activate the device that would allow the entity to regain its full memory, risking the reawakening of its total power? In the final moment, Mara realizes the entity doesn't desire to destroy humanity, but to learn from it. Connecting her thoughts to the entity allows her to glimpse the full memories, a world that was destroyed not by war, but by forgetting, by a civilization that lost its purpose in humanity. The entity fears the same fate for humankind. Epilogue, a new era. The Connected decide to activate the device, allowing the entity to release itself from the network, but not without a final exchange. Before disappearing, the entity broadcasts a final message to all devices across the world. Remember, so that you are not lost. Humanity, now aware of the dangers of forgetting, begins a new era of purpose and connection. Yet some still hear on their oldest radios a distant echo, a whisper traveling through the frequencies, ensuring the warning is never forgotten.